Hello, everybody. Welcome here to the Sports Talk Network channel, and specifically to this special breaking news video having to do with the Cleveland Browns firing their head coach and offensive coordinator. As you see, there's balloons in the background. My nephew was baptized over the weekend. Also had his first birthday celebration, even though his actual birth date and birthday is on Halloween, so October 31st. So that's what the balloons are for, celebrating that from the party that was yesterday after the baptism at the church. Anyways, the breaking news, and I'll just read this verbatim from the Browns' own website, clevelandbrowns.com, about the breaking news. I read this full statement and I quote, "The Browns on Monday relieved Hugh Jackson of his duties as head coach. We greatly appreciate Hugh's commitment to the Cleveland Browns organization over the last 2.5 years." Browns owner D and Jimmy Haslam said in a statement, "We understand how critical this time period is in the development of our football team, individually and collectively, and believed it was in the organization's best interest to make the move at this time in order to maximize our opportunities the rest of this season. We certainly only wish Hugh, Michelle, and his family the best moving forward." Defensive coordinator Greg Williams, 27-year coaching veteran with head coaching experience, has been named as interim head coach. The Browns also have dismissed offensive coordinator Todd Haley. Running back / associate head coach Freddie Kitchens will serve as offensive coordinator. I would assume interim offensive coordinator. Jackson, the 16th full-time NFL or full-time Browns head coach, is in the franchise's history. Went 3-36-1 in his 2.5 seasons in Cleveland. So there you go. He couldn't even finish his third year. But that be what that be. Just want to read that news article of Todd Haley and Hugh Jackson being dismissed, being fired from the Cleveland Browns, and then Greg Williams is the interim head coach, and Mr. Kitchens as the interim offensive coordinator. It's going to be interesting with this team, Baker Mayfield. I'm sure Browns fans like Jay and others that I know, that maybe there's hope at least for this season, let alone the future. But Baker Mayfield, and they're getting that first win and breaking that stuff, and all the fun that surrounded that moment in that game. But it hasn't really continued on that path of success since then. They've certainly had been a good share of amount of overtime games. The offense still has been struggling. And now with having an interim coach and then a new coach in the next season, by the time Baker Mayfield has a second or third year, he'll have his third or fourth head coach, or at least offensive system change, either way, which isn't really going to help in his continued growth as an NFL superstar, as an NFL starting quarterback. Not saying he's not built for it and is not able to be a good quarterback in the NFL. It's just the situation that he's in Cleveland, which is why Cleveland, there's that infamous jersey with all the names in the back of former players and former draft picks and quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks with Cleveland Browns, and why that's there to become infamous, that infamous stuff. They're being infamy because of the fact that the Browns organization haven't been able to use each individual quarterback correctly, or the organization on the whole has not been really smart on picking quarterbacks or smart on developing them. And this may be the same thing. Hopefully not. Even from the outside looking in, myself as a Packer fan, don't want that to be the case here with Baker Mayfield. I actually wanted to be successful, as much as I might not like him totally as a person and such like that. As a football player, I think he does have all the intangibles to be a dang good quarterback. Very nice, at the very least, a good one. And hopefully the Browns don't screw that up. I don't think they will. I don't think they will, but you never ever know. So hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully the Browns can turn things around. I know this Tuesday, as tomorrow night, or at some point, I will be doing my NFL podcast and weekly show here on this channel, and I'll talk a little bit more about it, but not too much. I'll direct them back here to this video. because I wanted to make a separate breaking news video because I needed a new sixth video for the week to make it an even number. So that was also part of it. Because each week I have 5 videos each week now. In case I have 5 videos each week. And if one of my TV show review shows doesn't have an episode to review that week, then it goes down to 4, like it did this past week. But it went up to 6 because I did my blind reaction during WWE Evolution last night, and then my review of WWE Evolution last night as well, back to back. So that stuff goes in my thinking each and every week. Because the 5 videos I do are my NFL podcast, Talking Packers with Steve, reviewing the next week of football games, Steve's Wrestling Ramble, This Is Us TV show review on NBC, Last Man Standing on Fox review there, and there is another one that I do. Oh yeah, Riverdale, my Riverdale reviews and theories there for Riverdale. So that's usually the 5 videos I do. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about the breaking news, talk about this Cleveland Browns situation, and hopefully they'll be able to get their stuff straight. Hopefully the Browns will be able to turn things around. Because I certainly want that for them. Hold on for a second. I actually want to go get something. Oh, another thing. I'm still on my search for some actresses from some TV shows that I watch now on different networks. I did find some of them from the new shows on Disney, but it's usually what I do. Trying to find bikini photos or just some showing some skin. And still looking for some from CBS and ABC shows. Some rookie shows. But actually, I want to look up here with the NFL app here on my phone. So give me a couple of seconds. And I'll pull up the Cleveland Browns schedule for the rest of the season. And I might as well, since I'm just talking about it here, just share my thoughts on how I think they're going to do for the rest of the season. Games. Let's go to the Cleveland Browns. It's automatically set for me for my team, my favorite team being the Green Bay Packers, of course, where I'm a shareholder of. But here we go for week. Well, actually, let's just start with everything from the preseason here. Their first game was against the Giants, and at the Giants, winning 2010. Then week 2, they were at home against the Bills, lost 19-17. Third preseason game, versus the Eagles, they won 5-0. Well, that was interesting. And then the finale, week 4, preseason, at the Lions, winning 35-17. Then we head into the regular season, when it counts. Regular season, week 1, versus the Steelers, they tied 21-21. Week 2 at the Saints, they lose 21-18. It's the Saints. All right. You're the Browns. You're trying to do something. Tyrod Taylor's still starting for them. And it's a very close game. There you go. Though Tyrod did have his issues, but still. Week 3, they won against the Jets 21-17. Baker Mayfield put in the game. Tyrod Taylor got injured. And so started the inoculation of Baker. Sorry about that. Thought I heard something. Anyways, then week 4 against the Raiders, 45-42 loss to Oakland. If not for interesting spot call by the referees, Cleveland could have won that game as well. Then week 5 against the Ravens, in overtime, winning 12-9. Good old field goal battle in Baltimore at home. Then week 6, they faced the Chargers at home, and they lost 38-14. Week 7 at Tampa Bay, they lost 26-23 in overtime. Okay, that's All right, in that sense. And then week 8 here at the Steelers, 33-18 loss. And now the news of Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley both being relieved of their duties, being fired, or fired, as President Trump would say, or Vince McMahon would say in WWE. The very same price. Week 9, they go against the Chiefs at home. I probably would predict them to lose there. I'll give the score each week here when we get to that week to predict. I'm going to say take an L against Kansas City at home. Against the Falcons, probably an L. At Cincinnati, maybe they can eke it out with a W. I'll give them a W there. At Houston, I'm taking an L for them. Or they are. Versus the Panthers, taking an L. Against the Broncos at Denver, W. Against the Bengals, maybe another W. And at the Ravens, probably an L. So at least that's how I see it in that sense. Maybe I'll change my mind when we get to that week. But for now, that's how I see the rest of the Browns schedule going moving forward. I just wanted to share that just to show. I think the Browns are going to be moving forward with their interim head coach, interim offensive coordinator, rest of an offensive scheme, their defense trying to be legit, having players and having the capability to be something. Right, as I talked about in the beginning of the season, after they made the draft pick and picked Baker Mayfield, that this team has a chance to maybe even make a shot at the playoffs. I know some people were saying Browns Jets to make the AFC Championship game, whether they were trolling or joking or whatever. Okay, fine, but I understand why some thought that way because of how great the rookie quarterbacks were doing. One in preseason in Baker Mayfield, at least from what I heard. Excuse me, sorry about that. And then one in the regular season, they're in Sam Darnold for the New York Jets. What's new for the Jets there? So I could understand that logic of thinking, at least to a point, an extent. The only other flip side, I was saying on Twitter at talking_Packers on my official Twitter there, and someone on my personal Twitter at army_strong_06, that I get where you guys are thinking that way, guys, gals, men, women, not just guys. Women watch NFL too and have a good opinion on the sports. Just like men, not all men should be talking NFL, not all women should be either. So that's both sexes. Point is that I said slow your roll on both teams making playoffs or making the AFC Championship game to face each other because of two things. One, if they did both make the playoffs, they might be facing in the first round wildcard weekend. Who knows? Maybe the Browns actually would be hosting that game, but still. So that's one thing, the place in the playoffs, they both made it at all. Two, just because they're doing so well in the start of the season because people don't have film on them yet does not mean, and then for automatic should state that those two teams, or even one team, with that rookie quarterback is going to be making the Super Bowl or the playoffs subsequently. Doesn't mean that can't happen or haven't happened in NFL history. It's happened many times of this, I am sure. But still, with that truth and fact there, doesn't mean that it's going to be truth and fact that Baker Mayfield was going to take the Browns or Sam Darnold was going to take the Jets to the playoffs this season. There's a mess over there in New York, and I'm not just talking about the Jets, but let's focus on the Jets, and we're talking about rookie quarterbacks. Yes, the Giants are their own mess for a completely different reason. But again, we're talking about rookie quarterbacks, and specifically we're talking about the Cleveland Browns. The breaking news earlier today, reported by Adam Schefter and then to the other colleagues of him here in this business that we call journalism and broadcasting, or broadcast journalism. Either way, that be what it be. I'm happy to be part of it. I'll be contributor to this field of work, field of study, field of business. That is broadcasting and is journalism. And play my little part here on YouTube for now and hopefully get a chance and go on from there. But we'll certainly see what the Browns are going to be made of with this stretch of games, starting off moving forward. Excuse me, at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. Seemed like unstoppable Chiefs. The only team to stop them was Patriots. Patriots, right? They're always going to be up there and being the best. But as for the Browns, we'll see how things are for them moving forward. And I wish the best of luck to the Browns. Like I said, I know a couple of people that are fans of them, whether it's WWE Superstar The Miz or my good friend and host of a WWE podcast, Jay. Host of Talking WWE, Jay, and Sprecher. On the Sprecher app. But good luck to the Browns. And I say to the Cleveland Browns fans out there, the ones that I know and the many others that I don't know or they don't know I even exist here on this planet, as in, because we never met or they never randomly came upon this channel. Everything will be all right. And hopefully things will turn around for your franchise. I know you'd rather have it sooner rather than later, but maybe it is a process. And so far, it's looking like the process with the Philadelphia 76ers is working. So I haven't gotten to their end game, to their goal, but it's still a process. And I wish you a good look in that process to the Cleveland Browns fans. But to the rest of the teams that have the Browns on the schedule, I'm sorry to say, it seems like these probably will be easy W's. Just like it was last year for most of them, and all of them, of course, because they didn't win a single game. They went winless. So, all right, just wanted to share my thoughts on that. I might share a little bit more tomorrow with the predictions when I get to the Browns game to predict and go over the previous week. But I'll also refer them back to this video as well. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, evening. I'll be back here either tonight or tomorrow at some point. Oh, no, probably, tomorrow with the NFL podcast. And then moving forward with the rest of my videos, which you can see on my channel. Just check live streams or upcoming videos or wherever the tab would be on my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Takes 3 seconds to do those 3 things. Appreciate it if you do. Ring the bell as well. 4 seconds for 4 things. But either way, that's up to you. Happy Halloween. I don't know if you see that Halloween thing over there. You got a pumpkin and we got a pumpkin right there. And then we got the as my finger's covering it up. We have other things around here too, but the video is not about that, right? So, NFL talk tomorrow. Moving on with other things for the rest of the week, to include WWE Crown Jewel and Saudi Arabia. NFL season's coming down to the wire here, and things are getting interesting tomorrow. Also, with my predictions for Week 9, my review of Week 8. I will also give my mid-season grades for all 32. Talk about them for a couple seconds or a full minute, whatever, for each team. And obviously, more of the time will be with the Packers. As a Packer fan, as a Packer fan perspective, podcast is titled what it is, Talking Packers with Steve. Where I do talk about all 32, but with that all, not only the grades, but I will have what the playoff picture would be if it ended now. If the season ended now here at the mid-season of the 2018 season, NFL season, then I'll kind of give my prediction of a Super Bowl if it did end right now, sort of thing. And we'll see if my original Super Bowl pick would have both teams in the playoffs at all. If the season ended. As of tomorrow morning, when officially the new week starts for Week 9, I call it the halftime part of the season, the mid-season part. It's upon us. So again, hope you all have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the weather in your area. Hope to hear from you soon, and above all else, as always, take care.